So, as you can see by the title of this video, I just shared the gospel with a stranger for the first time. So, I don't even think I shared this with y'all, but I started a new job, and it's not necessarily it's a job. It's a job. That's what it is. It's a pay my bills job. That's exactly what it is. That's what the Lord told me to get. He told me to get a fully remote job just to pay my bills, and this job pays my bills. Okay. So anyways, I believe this particular day, I think it was like a Thursday or something. But it was week 2 of training, and we've been doing training Monday through Friday. So this is like pretty much a solid almost 10, 8, 9 days, whatever, you do the math. I'm telling the story. But pretty much it's been a consistent, like, every single day I've been going to this job, y'all. I just been feeling like down, because if you don't know my story, briefly, I'll just tell you. Last year I left my corporate role in November of 24, and right now it's August of 25, and I left my corporate role, and I literally started my new job August 4th. So that entire time, it's been me and God. It has been me and God. It's been me and God and my passions and my dreams and my goals and my aspirations and all of that. And I've just been pretty much like working towards that. So, briefly, I ain't gonna get, actually, you might be interested. I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit something. So, I started a publishing company after I left my corporate role, because I had been sitting. One of the main things that made me leave that job is the fact that, like, one, I had got promoted, and I knew that, one, that wasn't necessarily the career path I wanted to take overall. I would do it, and I would be great at it, and I'd be phenomenal at it. But yeah, I knew that once I got promoted to this new role, like, yeah, I would be good at my job and everything. Like, of course, like, I would be good at it. I knew I'd be good at it, but it was just like, I knew it wasn't something I was passionate about. And I also knew that I had been sitting on a book idea for literally like the past 2 years, and I hadn't started, and I was like getting to the point of like wanting to go back to it, and I wanted to start following my dreams and everything. And then it was like I got promoted, and I knew once I got promoted, I was gonna have way less time to myself, because it was a corporate role, and I was going from, I ain't gonna say the job title, but I was going from like entry level to like second level, and then I was pretty much, this role I got promoted to was like a mid-senior level. It was like entry mid-senior level, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I was getting to that point, and I knew that once I got to that point, more was going to be required of me, and more of my time and attention was going to be required for that job, because of the way that, the job operated, and also the way that the company operated. And in addition to that, now I ain't going to spill too much tea, but I know for daggone sure, it was plenty of times where the people that I was going into that role, I would see them online at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. when I'm putting in a day off or something like that, and they're working. I was like, oh my gosh. So I already knew that was going to be like my life. And like, if I were to take that role, I would not be able to follow my dreams. I would not be able to accomplish my goals. That book idea I had been sitting on for 2 years, that would have not come to fruition for another like 5 years. And I'm so serious. So what happened when I left? First thing I did was I published that book. First thing I did, y'all, was publish that book. So if you are, I'm gonna just tell y'all a little bit about it real quick. I ain't gonna say nothing, I'm gonna tell y'all about it, right? Because I was really excited about it. It was something that I always wanted to like produce. So after I graduated from college, I just felt like lost. Like, what do they tell you when you graduate from college? Get a job, save your money, buy a house. Like, I don't know, I felt lost. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone overheated. That was the perfect angle, too. I just had to finesse a little phone stand. Y'all sitting on top of my purse. Anyways, that's besides the point. Let me get to the point. So, what I was saying was that once I graduated college, like, I just felt lost. Like, obviously get a job. I needed to. I literally needed to, because I had an internship and had a break between my internship and my when I started my job. So I just felt like there was a gap. Like, nobody taught me how to chase my dreams and my goals and my aspirations. So I wrote a book on it, and it's called The New Self-Care, a playbook for money mindset reset. I haven't talked about this in a while. I'll be honest with y'all, because in that book, it's Bible based, but it does not mention God. I think it mentions God like one time in the book. But yeah, I don't talk about it much. I do still have it on my website. It's a cute little book. It's that's what I would call it. It's a cute little book, because it's definitely for beginners. It's not like a financial literacy type of book. It's like a align your life to what you want type of book. I'm sorry, y'all. It's getting hot, so if you hear the air, I'm sorry. I am sorry, but I need that. I'm sweating. Anyway, so yeah, I created this book and I published the book. I think I published it in March or April, 1 or 2. I think it was March. For real. Like, I was set. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna publish this book, and this book gonna bring in money. At the time, I think I had like 300 followers on TikTok too, y'all. Listen, faith was like that. It was like that. But also at the same time too, I was not being obedient to God. I wasn't. I was being obedient in the sense that I left my job, but like I wasn't being obedient. Like, I was still gardening. I'll be honest. I was still doing it, and I felt like God was telling me to stop. And I had been trying to stop for like years at that point. And I feel like God's telling me to talk about this a little. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna go off topic. This gonna be a long video. It's YouTube. You here for a reason, right? You need something long to watch. Anyways, I felt like God was telling me to stop. But like, I had the 2 years prior to me even leaving my job, I had tried to stop. I had tried to stop multiple times. I was smoking vapes at one point, the Nick vapes, and that I was able to stop doing. It took a lot of like strength to do, but I was able to stop doing it. And I felt like I was able to stop because I had convinced myself in my mind that there was a valid reason. And my valid reason was the fact that I was never supposed to start. I was never supposed to smoke no daggone Nick vapes. So it was difficult, yes. And at the same time too, it was something that like I knew I was going to stop smoking Nick vapes. But like, I just couldn't envision myself stopping gardening. I don't know what I can say on here, to be honest with y'all. So I'm gonna just keep it PG. But yeah, I didn't see myself like doing that. I didn't see myself like being able to accomplish it. I knew that I could through Jesus. Of course, I can do all things through Jesus who strengthens me, period. But also at the same time too, I'm like, I know me and I know my flesh, and I'm like, and it wasn't just like, I wasn't just smoking just to smoke. Honestly, it was deeper than that. Like, for me, I wanted to escape this world so bad. Low-key, I'm starting to tear up. I ain't gonna cry. But I wanted to escape this world so bad because, like, this world is just so backwards to what God wanted. Like, people, I live in Jersey too, so like the mentality of people up here, and I live right outside of Cherry Hill. I feel like I can tell y'all that because I ain't gonna be here too much longer. But I live right outside of Cherry Hill, which is like the business district. It's a lot of businesses over here. It's a lot of offices. It's a lot of corporate type work over here, that type of personality. It's a lot of those people over here, and it's just like mad frustrating because I just feel like I can't go outside my house. I mentioned God and everybody break their necks. Like, gosh darn. Or no, not God. I mentioned Jesus and everybody break their necks. You can say God. You can say God because a lot of people equate that to the universe. But as soon as you say Jesus, people be like, she's one of those Jesus freaks. Sure am. And what? But anyways, let me get back to it, right? So I left my job and I had started this new job earlier this month, and I've completed 2 weeks of training, and it's a phone job. I used to work phones before, and it was all right before because it was something that I was using to start my career, but now it's just like humbling because I'm like, first of all, I am not an extroverted type of person. I can't talk for 8 hours. You know, like I'm an efficient speaker for the most part. Right now we just having a conversation, you know what I'm saying? We cool and everything. Like, I don't have boundaries of what I can say. That's my thing. When you suppress what I can say and how I can say it, it frustrates the mess out of me because it's just like I have to be the company. I'm not the company, I'm me. I'm uniquely and beautifully made by the Lord, okay? Shoot, like, it's frustrating, and it's also frustrating, not necessarily because I got to do customer service. That's fine, but it's like the amount of work that I have to put into this, it doesn't equate the pay. I'm gonna be for real. I'm not an extrovert. I cannot talk all day. So it's just like, it's mad frustrating, bro. It's mad frustrating. And on top of that too, like, that part, like, yeah, that's frustrating. But honestly, the thing that was really, really, really getting me, and it's still getting me a little bit, I ain't gonna lie, I just had November to August. We're just gonna count because I'm not finna do mental math right now. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That is 9 months. You see, I looked at my fingers twice. That's a shame. That is 9 months that I got to spend with the Lord and following my passions and building my businesses and all of these and planning for my life and like all these different things. I was free. I was free. Oh my gosh. I still am. But it's like, it's different. I had all my time, 9 months of time to myself and God. That's it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. I'll tell you that. I miss it. I took it for granted. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah. And I was still gardening. So it was holding me back in a lot of areas. Like, for real. Now, mind you, I did stop. I ain't gonna front. I just stopped last month. It's August. I just stopped last month. I don't know how long it's been. I know it's been like 3 weeks, maybe 4, maybe 5. I don't know for sure. But yeah, let me continue on, right? So, yeah, I just been feeling like mad suppressed, and I've been frustrated because of it. And it's just like, dang, bro. Like, God, get me out of here. Come get me, please. Oh my gosh. And I've been feeling like God has been telling me to move. So, like, the fact that I've been feeling like God has been telling me to move, I've just been feeling like so suppressed in my apartment. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment right now, and like, it's an older apartment building. I got mold in my house. Like, the walls not finished. They textured. You know, the ceiling is peeling. It's ghetto. You know, I'm just gonna keep it for real. Before, it was just like I moved there because the rent was cheap and it was a good location and everything, and I was grateful for it. Now, like, and also too, before I knew I was gonna be working in corporate, so it was a good location. Now it's like I'm not working for corporate. I got a fully remote job. I'm ready to get up out of here. I don't even want to be in Jersey anymore because the way these people act, like it frustrates me, man. Like, I'm ready to get up out of here. And then on top of that too, like, I live in the suburbs. I'm a country girl. I like to go outside. I don't care if I gotta walk a little bit, but I just would like to be able to go walk to the woods or the park or something. Like, gosh darn, it feel like everybody living up on top of each other over here. I ain't got no privacy. I told y'all the wall's not finished. I don't even really be on lives like that. It's not that I can't. I prefer to be like, this is my prayer closet, because this is where I know I have solitude. Like, I don't have to worry about nobody hearing my conversations and everything. So that's why I don't be on lives like that yet. I will be. I sure will be. But anyways, let me get to what I'm talking about, right? So I was frustrated. And on top of that too, I hadn't like been to the grocery store, so I had been eating not great. Meanwhile, before all of this, I had been like, I was going to Produce Junction, which I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's like a, how do I call it? It's like a farmer's market, kind of, not really. No, it's like a grocery store. It's like a BJ's for produce, if you know what I'm saying, or a Costco for produce, but not expensive. It is cheap, for real. So I have been eating a whole bunch of fresh fruits and vegetables and everything, and like, just a little bit about me too, I struggle with extreme cramps. I ain't gonna get into all that. We trying to figure that out right now. But I've been trying to heal my body with food. So the fact that I've been eating like canned stuff, I've been eating my pantry, I've been avoiding the grocery store, I've been feeling so down, bro. Like, it was just so many factors. So anyway, let me get to it. This particular day, I went and I was just like, I want to eat out. I don't want to eat nothing in here. I want to eat out. So I went on my Chick-fil-A rewards, and I got me a free fry, and I got me a sandwich. And then I went and I was like, I'm going to go park up at the park because I need to talk to God. Like, I have been talking to God this whole time, every single day. Like, I'm tearing up. Because low-key, I was crying every day. Every day after work, I was crying. Every day. So, I had to talk to God. I needed to talk to God. Bad. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the park and I'm gonna eat. And it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock, so it was dark outside. So I knew if I went to the park, like, I would just have my solitude. My windows is tinted too, so like, I ain't gotta worry about that. But I just knew I would have my peace and quiet and my time with God, and I could just eat my Chick-fil-A, and I could cry, and I could pray, and I could do whatever is needed. Alright, so boom, I go Chick-fil-A. After Chick-fil-A, I'm going to the park. I'm going to the park around the corner from my house because I'm not trying to waste gas. For some reason, there is cones in the middle of the road on the way to get to the park. And I don't necessarily know. I only know like one other way to get to the park. But for some reason in my head, I went the opposite way. I don't know why. Now I know why. I know why now. You gonna know why in a second too. But it was just like, after I made that turn, I was just like, dang, could have went the other way. Like, I don't feel like doing the whole loop-de-loop and everything. I was just like, I'll just go to this other park I normally go to. It's a bigger park. And it's Cooper River Park, too, if y'all in this area. And I just feel the need to say that. So I go to Cooper River Park. And I go and I pull up and I park. And it's people at the park, which is fine. But I parked like way away from them. I parked in the spot I wasn't technically supposed to park in. I think it was like it's not the park ranger, but something of that sort. It was their spot. But I was just like, it's 9 o'clock at night. They ain't coming to parking over here. So I parked in the spot. And I specifically parked there because I knew I was going to be away from other people in the park. Like, I'm parking here, everybody else is over here. It was at least going to be like a couple spots in between me and them. Anyways, now at this point, everybody done left. And I'm just sitting right here. Mind you, the entrance is also right here. So I'm sitting there for like a couple of minutes, and I think I was like recording audio messages. I was texting my cousin. And then after I finally like put my phone down, I started eating, and I started talking to God a little bit, like as I'm eating my fries and everything. Girl, I say girl, like girl, tell me why I got like 3 fries in. I'm not even kidding. I'm not joking. This car comes, this red, I think it was a Corolla. It was an older Corolla. This red Corolla comes pulling and parks right next to me on the right side. The spot directly next to me. There's a whole parking lot. Mind you, like I said, I'm in the park ranger spot. We just gonna call it that. I'm in their spot, and all the spots, it's only like I think 1 or 2 other spots to the right of me. They're also park ranger spots, and then there's another spot to the left of me that's a park ranger spot. I specifically parked there so nobody would park next to me, because I know these people how they think up here. I'm like, well, they play by the rules, they play by the laws. They're not gonna park next to me. They're gonna go park in the other open spots on the other side of the parking lot. Like it's not, you know. Anyways, they parked directly next to me. The spot directly next to me. I'm like, I know you freaking lying. And I don't know if y'all have seen my other video. That upsets me. That irritates me. Because if there's a whole parking lot, why would you park directly next to me? If you want to park the spot over, okay, I can't get mad at that. You know, leave a spot in between. You go park directly next to me. What is wrong with you? So I'm like, listen, normally I don't do this. And I'm not even trying to be petty. My life, it's crucial times in my life. It is serious right now. I need to talk to God. And I need to be able to talk to God. I pulled out of my spot, and I went to the very end of the parking lot. So now they're all the way on this side, and I'm all the way on this side. And I'm just like, they're not going to come park next to me now. And I really hope they don't. But they most likely are not going to come park next to me. After I just did all of that, they're most likely not going to. So I start talking to God. Maybe like a minute or 2 goes by. What they do? Not only do they pull out, I'm like, Jesus, please. They pulled out. Mind you, I'm on this side. They pulled this way. Lord Jesus. What are they doing? Why? I already told you how I feel about the mentality of the people up here. Like, they're trying to be petty. Like, oh my gosh, I'm literally just trying to talk to God, and they're trying to be petty. Like, this is the mess that pisses me. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the mess that makes me mad. Because I'm literally just trying to talk to God. Like, I don't know. And my windows are tinted and it's dark outside. I don't know if they think that I'm in here. Like, and I got a RC. I got a Lexus RC. I don't know if they think I'm a guy and I got a girl in here and we doing some nasty stuff. I don't know if they think I'm over here gardening. I don't know what they think, but I'm literally just trying to talk to God, and y'all are making me mad. Because not only did they just come and like pull out, they pulled with their lights facing me like they was trying to be nosy. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And it was like, Jesus, oh my gosh. And like, before I even parked at that particular parking spots, now at Cooper River, there are like 4 different parking lots around the entire park. I normally park at this one, but there's another one that I'll park at too. But I asked God, I was like, you want me to park at that one? And God was like, no, the homeless be parking over there. I'm like, oh, okay, let me give them their privacy. All right. So anyways, right? They pulled facing me. They didn't park in a spot. They pulled facing me with the light shining on me. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Then on top of that too, mind you, I'm talking to God, so I didn't have my glasses on. I only wear my glasses when I'm driving for the most part. I used to wear them all the time, but now I done cut back on that because I'm trying to heal my eyes. But I didn't have my glasses on, so I'm looking at them and I'm just like, yo, the audacity of you, first of all. Secondly, I see, like, it looks like they're recording me. It looks like they're recording me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a Karen. Like, you testing my patience right now. Like, it's a Karen. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do, God? And I just feel it. I feel it in me, like, go say something. Like, not that God said go say something, but I just feel it like, go say something. Because the audacity of this person to come pull up on me, and I'm in my prayer closet right now. You being disrespectful. For real. So, I go and I put my glasses on. As I'm putting my glasses on, I see they're not recording me. They have a handicap tag that's hanging from their, their rear view mirror. I'm like, all right, well, let me calm down some, because they're not recording me. So I don't have to worry about that. But also at the same time, too, why you come and pull up on me with your lights flashing on me? I'm mad. I am mad. I'm trying to talk to God, and you're interrupting big time. So I pull up, and I'm like, what do I say? Ask them if they need prayer. All right, I'll do it. I'm still mad, though. But I'll do it. Pull up. I roll my window down. I'm expecting a Karen. It's not a Karen. It's a younger girl. It's a younger white girl. She about my age. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm not as mad. I'm still mad, but I'm not as mad. I'm just like, hi. That's exactly how I said it too. Hi. She's like, hi. I don't think she was expecting me to pull up on her. I was like, do you need prayer? Because I was just like, yo, for real, like, why is you pulling up on me like this, for real? Do you need prayer? And I'm just like, I'm going to get one or two answers. Either I'm going to get a yes, or I'm going to get a no, and they're going to skedaddle away so I can go and finish my conversation with the Lord. I'm tight. I'm tight. I didn't get the reaction that I necessarily wanted in the moment, because I wanted them to be like, oh, nah, skedaddle, so I can go finish my conversation with God. Nah, what happened? She was like, were you praying? Like, yeah. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I was like, I was disappointed because now I can't be mad. She was like, oh, that's so cute. She was like, well, she pretty much was telling me that she didn't know how to pray, but I was like, that's okay, I'll pray for you. What you need prayer for? And then she proceeds to get out the car. And I was like, but also at the same time, too, I'm like, all right, she seemed all right. And I feel the spirit speaking to me at this point. And the spirit is saying she all right. She good, Todd. She good. You don't need to worry. She good. Like, she good. Because listen, I ain't told this story yet. Maybe I'll make this the second video I'll do after I finish this one. I done met a wolf in sheep's clothing before. I done met one. I smooth thought he was a brother in Christ. That man was possessed. Anyways. So, he like, she good. I'm like, all right, she good. At first she goes to open my car door, and I'm like, but at the same time too, I'm like, it's fine. But I'm like, nah, let me hug you first. Because I feel spirits. I feel them. I feel them. And when I hugged her, it was all love. It wasn't nothing weird. It was all love. She wasn't on the witchy type stuff or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, do you want to get in? You can get in. Shoot, the Lord blessed me with this car. Might as well share it with you. So then she gets in, and we start talking. And I'm like, what's going on? She started telling me a little bit about what she going through. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. You know, like, I'm trying to relate with her and everything. And I ain't gonna tell her business, especially if she do see this. I love you, girl. I'm sorry. I was mad because listen now, I was upset. I wasn't upset at you. I was upset because everything was interrupted by time with God. I couldn't go to my original part. Then I had to drive. Then, you know, y'all, why my phone overheat over again? And I ran out of storage, so I just had to go delete a whole bunch of videos and apps. Anyways, we're gonna get through this story. Oh my gosh, I swear everything be happening every time I record videos. okay, she's sitting in my car now. She's spilling her tea. I spilled some of my tea. I told her I left my job and this, that, and the third, and where I am in life and how I'm trusting in God and everything. And then the conversation just goes from there. We talked about so much. I don't even know how long we talked for. I couldn't even tell you. I think it was solid like 40 minutes. Maybe an hour. I don't know. Maybe like 35, 40, 45. I don't know. But anyway, so we talked about religion. I told her a bit of my testimony and how I was a skeptic before. And how I was going through my process of trying to figure out which God was the real God. Because at some point I started believing God was real. And then I told her about how I was trying to distinguish between Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Like, which one is it? And then I was like, well, I can't be a Jew. I was just telling her how, like, that don't even feel right. You know, the fact that only a certain group of people are able to make it into heaven, that just don't even feel right. So, now, this is before I got to telling her about how the people in the Old Testament were of Jewish culture. They were of Jewish heritage. But anyway, so then I was like, talking about how, okay, well, Muslim and Christianity, it's got to be one of those two. And I was saying how I just, like, Christians just don't take God seriously. Like, that's what it seems like. And Muslims, it seems like they do. They have a schedule of when they pray and they talk to God and this, that, and the third. So then I was telling her about how I took this class in college called Religions Around the World, and I read the Quran, not the whole thing, but the parts that were significant, and how Jesus was held to a higher status than Muhammad and all the other prophets, and how it says in the Quran that Jesus is the Messiah. But like, some people will make the argument that Messiah means teacher, but like it means more, because Jesus is supposed to come back during the end times. And on top of that, too, they call him the Messiah. Jesus is the only one that's called a Messiah in the Quran. Like, he has to be a higher status than Muhammad. He has to be, like, something bigger than just a prophet. So I was telling her about that. So then I'm like, well, at that point, I mean, based off of that theory and conclusion and everything, I'm like, well, Jesus, this leaning towards Jesus is God, right? So then I was telling her how, like, I also felt like I needed evidence. I needed more evidence, because the other religious texts say that, but like, what do we have historically? So I started looking into, now, this is what I told her, but in my head, I already knew. I came to Jesus off of flat earth. I came to Jesus off of flat earth. That is how I truly came to Jesus, honestly. Because at that point, I was just like, okay, well, based off of all of the digging that we did in that class, yeah, Jesus is the true God, but I was like skeptical. I still needed more evidence, because I'm just like, it got to be more than just in the text. There has to be evidence in the world. And I was big into conspiracy theories, and a lot of that stuff didn't make sense until I came to God. It's like, why y'all poisoning us and putting this poison in our food? Don't that cost extra money? That don't make sense to me. Profitability wise, that don't make sense to me, to put poison in our food. Like, you losing out on money. It has to be bigger than that. Like, oh yeah, they're poisoning our food because they want us to stay in a certain type of mindset to where we don't break out of that mindset, to where we know the true living God. I mean, it's much more detailed than that. But yeah, I came to Jesus off flat earth. Now, I told her that I looked up, evidence of Jesus dying and evidence of people seeing him after he was crucified. But I know in my heart, I came to Jesus off flat earth. I didn't want her to look at me like a Lulu, though, Like, first time hearing the gospel, somebody said, oh, the earth is flat. Oh, you're a loony. So, yeah, and there's plenty of times in the Bible, too, where people will be saying stuff and they will win the crowd. But then it's like they say one thing and that takes the whole crowd off. Like, the crowd is like, oh my gosh, we respect everything that you just said. This is really great teaching. And then you say one thing and they're like, oh, nah, not credible. Huh? She wasn't ready for that. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But yeah, I told her about my testimony, and then I started telling her about the good news. I felt God telling me, urging me too. It's funny, because I felt God telling me, urging me, tell her the good news, tell her the good news, tell her the good news. I'm just like, I want to. I don't know how to put this in here without it sounding like I'm forcing it. So then she starts saying something. She was like, it's really nice to talk about. I learned all about this stuff, this religious stuff. And I was like, I wouldn't really call it religious. And then she was like, oh, would you call it spiritual? I'm like, I wouldn't really call it spiritual either, because, it'd be some weird stuff with the spiritual stuff. And then it was like, relationship. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I realized, literally, before I even told her the good news, I realized how God has set me up that entire conversation to tell her the good news. Y'all, that was funny as I don't know what. Because when the word came to me and I like said it out my mouth, I was like, oh, well, what the Bible says is relationship. Like, oh, shit. He did that because I was struggling. How am I supposed to tell her the good news after we just went through all of this? Like, I don't even know. I don't know. And I don't know why I didn't know, because it was clear as day. But he gave it to me. So then I was telling her how, like, that's the whole point of Jesus. Like, when Jesus came, like, he pretty much was telling the Jewish people, but specifically the people, the leaders of the Jewish teaching community, the Sanhedrin. I forget how I worded it to her, but I didn't know if she was going to get what I said, the Sanhedrin, you know what I'm saying? So I like explained it in a way, it flowed a lot better because Holy Spirit took over at that point. But yeah, so I was telling her about that, and I'm like, yeah, like Jesus pretty much came to like tell people like they had it wrong. Like, they was so, like, not necessarily they had it wrong. They had it right to the point of the knowledge that what they knew at that point. But, like, the entire Bible, the Old Testament was, like, leading up to Jesus. And Jesus coming, like, I told her about how there's so many laws in the Old Testament. It's literally impossible to follow all of those laws. Like, for a human, it's literally impossible. Like, Jesus is the only one that was able to fulfill all, like, follow all of those laws, rules, not sin. Again, came out a lot smoother. But yeah, I was telling her how Jesus came and he fulfilled the law, and him fulfilling the law was pretty much saying, like, I put all of these laws here to show y'all that nobody can be perfect. Nobody can enter the kingdom of heaven through their works. Like, you need a savior, you need a Messiah, and like that's pretty much the whole point of Jesus. And yeah, and then I was telling her how Jesus, like, one of the main things he was preaching is that he wants people to have a relationship with the Father. He wants people to have a relationship with God. With him too, right? But with God. He wants people to have a relationship with God. Like, that you can go to God at any moment. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to a place to worship God. You don't have to go to someone to get a word from God. You have a connection with God, you yourself. Period. And that's what I was trying to tell her. It's like, wow, I've never heard it like that before. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I could explain that to you. And I'm so happy that you received it. Like, now I did ask her, because I felt like I was supposed to ask if she was accepting Christ as her savior at that point. Then we could say, like, the sinner's prayer and all that type of stuff. So she was like, she believes in one God type of thing. And I'm like, that's okay. That is okay. Like, right now in this moment, I was like, first of all, you don't even have to answer me when I'm asking you this question. I just want to ask it. Excuse me. I just want to ask it so you ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? But she answered me. I'm like, all right, bet. Anyways. She's like, nah, I mean, I don't really, I believe in one God type of thing. I'm like, that's okay. It's like, you keep that skeptic type of mindset, and when you are searching for the truth, you ask God to lead you to the truth, and he will help you, period. But then afterwards, I was like, do you still want to pray though? Because I did pull up on you. I asked you if you needed prayer. So I prayed for her, and like, I just, whatever was on my heart. But like, the thing that stuck out to me, like, not necessarily me, but the reaction from her, was the fact that I had prayed for her baby who wasn't with her, and I prayed for her baby's father, because she was going to get her child from the father. And what I had deemed from the conversation is that the father was toxic. Yeah, I don't know exactly how, but he was toxic. He is toxic. So I prayed for the baby. I prayed for the father. I prayed for the interaction overall. And afterwards, she was like, you even prayed for the baby and the baby's dad. Da, 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 da. She was just like, I don't know. She was just so surprised and shocked to meet somebody that was full of so much love. Like, that's what she kept saying to me. Like, you're so loving. Like, yeah, I care about your soul. Like, I don't want nobody to go to hell. Not even my worst enemy. Not even the people that done did me dirty. I don't want nobody to go to hell. Nobody. Hell is horrible. Hell, there's not a word to describe hell. Like, that's why I need you to understand. I ain't say all that. But, like, gosh darn, I will put my pride aside for anything, for any moment that God wants me to minister to somebody. I will put my pride aside, period. I don't want nobody to go to hell. And it's funny that I'm saying this like now too, because there was a time, I don't even think I made a video about this, I don't know, but to make a long story short, my ex-boyfriend, we dated for like 5-6 years, something like that. And he cheated on me multiple times, and he gaslit and he manipulated me emotionally in so many different ways. And I stayed in that relationship for a long time, and afterwards I was really hurt by it, and I had to heal from it and learn from it and everything. And do you know that God had me call him? God had me call him a month ago. I think it was a month ago. It was around 4th of July. It was a month ago. God had me call him. And it's funny because his dad ended up texting me, which I thought I blocked his dad's number, but I must have unblocked it by accident or something. I don't know. But his dad had texted me, and just context, because I feel like I'm leaving out details here. His dad is toxic as well. His dad is very toxic. Anyways, his dad had texted me, like, way more toxic than him. Like, but his dad had texted me anyways, and told me that I should call him. And I'm like, so I prayed on it instantly. I'm like, God, you want me to do this? Yeah, I do. I'm going to ask you again in a second. Hold on, let me do something real quick. God, you want me to do this? Yeah, I do. You want me to do this for real? You want me to call him? Yes, I do. So I called him, and when I called him, I had recognized, first of all, I had to unblock his number, but when I called him, I recognized and I felt in his spirit. Like, first of all, I knew him. I mean, if you get what I'm putting down, I knew him. But I also, like, I knew him very well. We dated for like 5-6 years. So I already could like pick out and point where he was like trying to deter from, the actual conversation into something else, trying to avoid certain things, whatever. But I was able to feel in his spirit he had a lot of unforgiveness in his heart towards his father. And it was valid. It was valid for him to be mad about it and be upset about it, but also at the same time too, like, also too, I feel like I'm living this out. Another thing that I was feeling heavily was that his father did something that influenced heavily, greatly, to his grandmom passing away. And his grandmom was like his mom. So he had a very strong relationship or close relationship with his grandma. So the fact that he already didn't like his dad because of all these different things that happened in his childhood, and then it was seeming like his dad did something that influenced his grandma passing, and she had a heart attack. But yeah, I strongly felt all this unforgiveness in his heart, and I just felt like, all right, this is why God told me to call him. This is why. His grandma was also the priest of the household, pretty much. Not that. Anyways, I feel like y'all get what I'm saying. Let me stop stammering over. Girl, say what you need to say. Let me stop stammering over my words. What I'm trying to say is not that I am like higher than him or anything like religiously or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, I always felt like I had a stronger relationship with God than he did, and only because he has a hard time being honest, like with the hard stuff. Like, I don't know if that's just oh my gosh, there's an electric Porsche pulling past me. I have a thing with electric cars. They ain't got no sound. Like, there's other things, but whatever. I'm gonna stay on point. I'm gonna stay focused, right? I'm gonna stay focused. Yeah, I just felt like I had even when we was together, I felt like I had a stronger relationship with God because I would be honest with God about the things that were, going on in my life that I didn't like. Like, versus him, like, I don't know if it's a guy thing or what. It was just like, oh, I just gotta tough it out. I just gotta stick it out. Like, no, brother. What? I mean, yeah, if that's what God tells you to do, but, like, you need to also go to him and tell him what's going on. Anyways, so I felt all this unforgiveness in his heart, and I'm just like, dog, I gotta keep it a buck with you, for real. Like, I hear what you're saying about your dad, and I feel the unforgiveness in your heart, something heavy. And he's like, well, I just don't understand how you can be. And I'm just like, I get you. Do you know God had me use my testimony of me healing and recovering from that relationship to minister to him, to help him understand? I literally told him, I was like, yo, after me and you broke up, I felt the same way. And I had to heal from that, and I had to learn from it, and I had to forgive you. And the only way that I could forgive you was if I prayed for you. I was like, do you pray for your dad? He's like, I mean, I should. Yeah, you should. Especially the way that came out. But also, too, like, God had me say this to him in 3 different ways. I forget what the first 2 ways was, but the last way I told him, I don't even remember exactly how I said it, y'all. All I remember is I kept telling him, you have to forgive your dad. You don't have to like him. You do not have to be around him. But you have to forgive him. In order for you to enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to forgive him. The Bible says, and that's exactly how I would say it too. Because you can't argue with the Bible now. But I would be like, and I know his grandma would use that tactic on him too. So you feel me? Like, the Bible says, if you do not forgive, your Father in heaven will not forgive you. He's like, I know, but like, I just don't understand. I'm like, no, you're not hearing me. You are not hearing me. And I think that's when I came out with I had to pray for you to forgive you type of stuff. Y'all, man, it's so crazy how God will do stuff. It is so funny. And it's even funnier because the girl that was sitting in my car that I was talking to, she was like, God works in mysterious ways. I'm like, yes, he do. Girl, you don't even know. Anyways. After that whole conversation, she left and everything. Well, one, we had like followed each other on Instagram and everything. But also, two, do y'all know that helped my spirit so much? Because I have been sitting and going and crying to God how I feel like I'm wasting time and I ain't doing nothing that's of substance and and I'm boo-hooing it, which I mean it was also valid at the same time too. Shoot, I needed to get that out. And at the same time too, God showed me, I'm trying not to cry. Oh, don't cry, girl, don't cry, girl, don't cry. At the same time too, God showed me that even though I'm in this job and I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm not progressing the kingdom whatsoever, God can still use me to do that. Hold on. Let me get it together real quick. Hold on. Nah, because I just did my makeup and y'all, I ain't did my makeup in literally months. A month. I'm exaggerating. It's been a month. But hold on, the other tear trying to drop. But anyways, so after that, I just felt so like my spirit was so renewed. I felt so happy. It's like God just used me to share the gospel with somebody at 9 o'clock. After that conversation, it was 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night, in the dark, at a park, had me share the gospel with this girl just randomly. Like, oh my goodness. God is so good. But yeah, that's the story. My first time sharing the gospel with a stranger. Moral of the story, right? Because I caught it too. He clocked me. He clocked me heavy when I came up. Do you need prayer? Oh my gosh, were you praying? Instant conviction. Make sure your heart posture is in position to be able to spread the good news at any moment. To be able to minister to somebody at any moment. Because even though I was mad, God clocked me. And I recognized he clocked me. And I got it together. And I let it go. And I'm not mad about the situation no more. I wasn't mad as soon as she said, oh my gosh, were you praying? I was not mad. That was the anger just said, it was like God just said, give me that. You don't need that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, just make sure that you can pivot at any moment. That's another thing God's been teaching me. I ain't gonna go all up in that story, but that's another thing God has been teaching me. God will have you pivot like 8-12 times and have you pivot 12 more. You better be ready, because that's what he gonna have you do, and it's all gonna line up. It's not gonna make sense in the moment. Because God had me when I left my job. I'm sorry, y'all, I know this is long, but if you watch it, you chilling. You need this word. I'm scared. No, but I hope it is helping y'all. I really do hope it's helping y'all. But God literally had me doing like 12 things. I got a cat here trying to go in my low. Oof. Because I wrote that book, but that's not the only thing I did. That's not the only thing I did. I was reselling. I was writing more books. I was creating planners and agendas and journals. I was creating t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies. What else was I doing? I started making TikTok videos. YouTube, obviously. I just started really doing YouTube. Honestly, I'm really on here now because I know I'm going to get kicked off of TikTok at some point, y'all. At some point. No, Lord willing, I don't get kicked off of TikTok. Alright? Lord willing, I'm going to make sure I pray. But God willing, I don't get kicked off of TikTok. But the way that they doing these rules and these guidelines, y'all, it got me nervous. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I was doing so many different things, and I wasn't doing them all at once. Like all at once as soon as I left my job. No, I left my job. I started writing the book, and I started reselling as well because I knew that was something that I could do, and I was trying to just get rid of stuff I had in the house. And then I started right around around Christmas time, I started making some Christmas sweatshirts and stuff like that, but it was like kind of too late in the season for me to even really be selling them like that. Yeah, and I started making my website, and then I started trying to do some freelance and stuff, and then child, I feel like I done looked up anything and everything to make some money. Make sure you are in position and being in position don't mean, excuse me, it don't mean you gotta have everything together. Like I said, I was mad, but when God clocked me, I recognized God clocked me, and it was time to let that anger go. And I need to speak to this person. And I don't know exactly what I'm speaking to her about, but I need to speak to her. And then I'll share the good news. Hey, man. Be like that. But anyways, y'all, that's the end of this video. I ain't gonna talk your head off no more. I'll try to edit this down so it ain't an hour. Goodness. But yeah, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I hope you spend time with God today, especially if you watch this video. Goodness, I don't know what you're going through. Drop a comment if you need prayer, please. Like, subscribe, do the whole 9 if you haven't already. It helps me reach people. I ain't necessarily doing this for money. I'm doing this because the Lord called me to. And he showed me he ain't going to pay me off of this. Not just yet, at least. So I ain't worried about that. Anyways, y'all. Peace.